Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Number 1 Information EMH. Today we are discussing an important topic, police atrocities and human rights, meaning, types, effects, legal framework, and solutions. Police atrocities, or the misuse of power by law enforcement agencies, pose a serious threat to human rights. पुलिस अत्याचार न केवल व्यक्तियों के मौलिक अधिकारों को उल्लंघन करते हैं, बल्कि कानून के शासन की नींव को भी कमजोर करते हैं. This discussion explores the meaning of human rights in the context of police actions, types of police atrocities, their effects, relevant legal frameworks, and possible solutions. Meaning of police atrocities and human rights. Human rights are the basic rights and freedoms inherent to every individual, ensuring dignity, equality, and protection from abuse. Police atrocities refer to instances where law enforcement officials misuse their authority, violating these fundamental rights. Examples of human rights violated by police atrocities. 1. Right to life and personal liberty, Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. 2. Freedom from torture and inhumane treatment, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 5. 3. Right to equality before the law, Article 14 of the Indian Constitution. पुलिस अत्याचार अक्सर कमजोर वर्गों को निशाना बनाते हैं, जैसी महिलाएं, दलित, आदिवासी और अल्पसंख्यक समुदाय. Types of police atrocities. 1. Custodial violence includes torture, physical abuse, or even death in police custody. Example: custodial deaths are a grave issue in India, with victims often tortured to extract confessions. पुलिस हिरासत में कई बार कानून की सीमाओं को तोड़कर अमानवीय व्यवहार किया जाता है. 2. Extrajudicial killings, also known as encounter killings. These occur when police take the law into their own hands. Example: the Hyderabad encounter in 2019 raised questions about accountability and the rule of law. 3. Excessive use of force includes police brutality during protests, such as firing on unarmed civilians or using tear gas indiscriminately. उदाहरण: किसान आंदोलन के दौरान पुलिस की हिंसा. Corruption and extortion, misusing authority to demand bribes or exploit vulnerable individuals. 5. Bias and discrimination, targeting specific communities based on religion, caste, or socioeconomic status. Effects of police atrocities. 1. Violation of human rights, such as dignity, equality, and protection from abuse, are compromised. 2. Erosion of public trust. पुलिस पर अत्याचारों से जनता का विश्वास कम होता है. Law enforcement agencies lose credibility, making citizens hesitant to seek help. 3. Mental and physical trauma. Victims often face long-term psychological effects such as PTSD and depression. 4. Undermining rule of law. Extrajudicial killings and torture weaken the judicial system, promoting a culture of impunity. 5. Social polarization. Discrimination against specific communities deepens societal divisions and increases resentment against law enforcement agencies. Legal framework addressing police atrocities. International provisions. 1. Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR 1948. Article 5 prohibits torture and inhumane treatment. 2. International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, ICCPR 1966. Protects against arbitrary detention and ensures the right to a fair trial. Indian legal framework. 1. Constitutional protections, Article 21, right to life and personal liberty. Article 22, safeguards against arbitrary arrests and detentions. 2. Indian Penal Code, IPC, Section 330 and 3331, penalise voluntary harm or grievous hurt during interrogation. 3. Criminal Procedure Code, CRPC, 1973, Section 41 lays down conditions for arrests without a warrant. 4. Protection of Human Rights Act, 1993, establishes the National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, to investigate cases of rights violations. 5. Supreme Court Guidelines in D.K. Basu v. State of West Bengal, 1997, mandates procedures to prevent custodial violence, such as medical examinations and notifying family members. Challenges in addressing police atrocities. 1. Lack of accountability. Many cases go unpunished due to systemic corruption and inadequate mechanisms to hold officers accountable. 2. Weak oversight mechanisms. Institutions like the NHRC lack enforcement power. 3. Cultural acceptance of brutality. जनता और पुलिस के बीच हिंसा को जरूरी बुराई के रूप में देखा जाता है. Political interference. Politicians often misuse the police for their benefit, shielding errant officers. Number 5. Inadequate training. Many officers are not adequately trained in human rights and conflict resolution. Solutions to curb police atrocities. 1. Strengthening oversight mechanisms. Establish independent police complaint authorities at state and district levels, as recommended by the Supreme Court in Prakash Singh v's Union of India 2006. 2. Training and sensitization. Human rights education should be mandatory in police training programs. पुलिसकर्मियों को संवेदनशील बनाने के लिए कार्यशालाओं का आयोजन किया जाना चाहिए. 3. Technology and transparency. Use of body cameras and CCTV in police stations to ensure transparency. Regular audits of footage to identify misuse of power. 4. Judicial reforms. Fast-track courts for cases of police atrocities. Strict implementation of Supreme Court guidelines in cases like DK Basu v State of West Bengal. 5. Community policing. Build trust between police and communities through regular dialogue and joint initiatives. सामुदायिक पुलिसिंग से जनता और पुलिस के बीच विश्वास बहाल किया जा सकता है. 6. Reducing political interference. Implement police reforms ensuring operational autonomy. Conclusion. Police atrocities undermine the core principles of democracy and human rights. कानून और पुलिस का मुख्य उद्देश्य जनता की सुरक्षा है, न कि उन पर अत्याचार करना. By implementing systemic reforms, strengthening accountability mechanisms, and fostering a culture of respect for human rights, law enforcement can become a pillar of justice rather than oppression. Agar jankari achhi lagi ho, to hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Noble